So today we are going to be talking about sectionalism. And sectionalism is one of the main causes of the Civil War after slavery. How we're going to do this is by doing a close read. I know that a lot of times 8th graders don't really see the value in doing a close read in the correct steps that you're supposed to, but it is done for a reason. So what I'm going to do is essentially try to do it the same way that we normally do it. I know it kind of requires you to be honest, and there's not really a way for me to check to make sure you're doing it the way you're supposed to do. But remember, in a close read, we read the same passage twice. The first time you guys read it on your own, the second time I read it to you, and then the third time there's either a text or a political cartoon in this case that is added to the reading to kind of help deepen your understanding. So what I'm going to ask now is that you pull up the reading entitled Sectionalism on this assignment and go ahead and read it. Obviously, unless you print it out, you can't annotate it. If you want to print it out and you have that capability, feel free to do it. That's awesome. If you don't, then that's okay. Just read it to yourself, and you want to answer the questions that is on the second slide after the title slide. Okay, so go ahead and pause me for a moment and read that silently, answer those questions, and then go ahead and press play again, and I will read it aloud to you for the second reading, where you'll then answer those questions. All right, go ahead and hit pause. Okay, so hopefully you have now gone through and answered those first few questions on that slide. So now go ahead and follow along on your digital copy as I read it to you this time. So it says, Sectionalism, a cause of the Civil War. In the days leading up to the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln is quoted as saying, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." What did he mean by this? Clearly, he was saying that the United States of America had to remain just that, united. In order to continue to exist as a nation, we had to truly be unified. What Lincoln was reacting to were the many conflicts that were dividing this great nation. We call these divisions sectionalism. So what is sectionalism? Sectionalism can be defined as a rivalry based on the special interests of a certain area. The different sections at this time were the North and the South. The West was also a section, but this section, because it was new, did not really practice sectionalism. Instead, it was the other two sections that fought for control of the destiny of the West. This attitude frightened many people of the area. Henry Clay was one of those people. He was quite alarmed by the division faced by America. He once wrote, "I know of no South, no North, no East, no West to which I owe my allegiance. The Union is my country." He worked hard to keep the Union together, but ultimately failed. So what caused these vastly different attitudes between the North and the South at the time? Well, there are 4 issues. Let's look at each of them below. Slavery. The foremost and most important difference between the North and South was slavery. For the most part, Northerners didn't really care about slavery in the beginning, but as time went on, slavery, the existence of it, as well as the expansion of it into Western territories, became the central issue. Representation. The North and the South each wanted power to pass laws that would benefit their section. This meant that the more states that became free or slave meant more votes in the House of Representatives and the Electoral College for that section. The issue of representation is played out as we expand westward, and decisions must be made about each state. Tariffs. Tariffs are a tax on a particular import or export. Tariffs are designed to alter the cost of goods. The South resented all tariffs as they relied on British imports for more of their everyday goods. As a result, they were paying a higher price for goods. They also needed other nations to purchase cotton from their farms. As the North supported tariffs to protect their growing industries, the South became increasingly angered. This tension eventually led to the passage of what the South called the Tariff of Abominations. The South then argued that they had the right of nullification, or the power to declare a federal law null and void. States' rights. The issue has been around since the birth of the country. It was stated that states could act independently and throw out federal laws. This issue is a direct outgrowth of the South's fear that the North would pass federal laws that would hurt its lifestyle. Some examples would be tariffs and the right to restrict or abolish slavery. The South again claimed that they had the right of nullification. All right, so go ahead now and answer the questions, and go ahead and pause me and then hit play again when you're done answering the questions on that slide. Okay, so hopefully by now you are done with the slide number 2 and 3, filling out the questions, and all you have left is the political cartoon. So go ahead on the Canvas module, go ahead and click on where it says political cartoon. It should pull up a pretty simple cartoon, I think, and answer those questions kind of about sectionalism today. Does it exist? Does it not exist? What do we think based upon what we know of society today and based on the cartoon that it shows you? When you guys are done, make sure you submit it. And once again, I'll be on Big Blue Button. If you have any questions about this assignment, feel free to ask and let me know. Have a great day.